Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
As a young girl, I just grew to love using power tools, pouring concrete, and doing things that were scary and loud, and yet I looked around and realized no other girls are doing these things. As I grew up, I realized that girls need to see themselves in this space. Start here. So that's what I set out to do, and I became an educator and a mentor for young girls.
No masks down till clear.
Making teaches girls how to think of their ideas as important.
Go light.
It changes the way they think about what they're capable of. If I can fuse metal, what can't I do?
Perfect. Look at how good that was.
And so I think Making for Girls is about voice, and that's what's really exciting, because we're building the world we want to see for ourselves. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
What is it, Julia? Why are you so excited, honey? Hey, do you want to use your talker? With Julia's autism, using a talker can help her find the words she wants to say.
My dog.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what happened?
The whole system just shut down, so now I gotta reset everything.
Oh, God.
Can you hear me? Okay, Portia, you ready? You ready?
Ah. Yeah, I'm ready. Where's Tiara? She not on yet?
She was logging in at the time it shut down, but I don't know. I can't see right now. I'm still just going through the motions. Damn, I gotta add all those pictures and everything. Damn. Okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, Tira's on there. Okay, yeah, I'm
Okay,
ready to go
great.
now.
Okay, great.
Good morning.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
It's Friday, and it feels like Friday.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Who got another tab open?
It might be me. Oops, it's Friday.
It's Friday. What's good, y'all? We need a Friday song, Tiara. I thought we had one.
It's Friday, and I'm ready to swing.
Check out everybody's saying
All
tonight.
right.
We about to play the song.
It's the LIYAH. Get y'all in the mood.
What's good, man? It's Friday, and the sun is shining.
It's shining there. It's been cloudy here. Thank God there wasn't a tornado sweeping through the town. I think Atlanta has been through more than enough this week.
Yeah,
but we had some rain.
Different weather.
Yeah, it's been wet outside, dark outside. Made me want to stay under the covers, but gotta get up and keep it moving.
Always gotta get up and keep it moving. What else is going on? It's been warm here. Well, I'm lying. So it was warm towards the beginning of the week. Yesterday it was freezing. And when I went and got my vaccine, that must have been Monday. My first shot, it was cold as hell outside. I had to stand in the cold. But the sun was shining, so it wasn't that bad. I know. Anyway, well, you got some plans for the weekend, girl?
Child, no.
Why not?
No. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I'm the only person who still feels like we're in a pandemic, and I just don't be having plans. Like, I think that the most I'm looking forward to in the upcoming season is graduation in May, but I don't really have plans. I travel a little bit to go see friends and family, because y'all know I'll go on a little trip, but I'm going straight from the plane to somebody's house, but I don't be outside.
Oh Lord, girl, oh Lord. Well, so I guess you're staying in the house this weekend, but you should get out more, not like interacting with people, like not at the mall or, not at a non-open door restaurant. You should just get out more though, because life is short.
Yeah.
I'm checking in.
We've been in this thing forever, seem like.
So I've been looking at the news, and people are getting vaccinated left and right, and they're thinking that it's gonna get back to normal sooner than we think. I saw some posts on my timeline that said things to the effect of, "Got my second shot on my way to the Jazz Fest," and I'm like, "They got a Jazz Festival going on? Like, where's the Jazz Festival? Like, there are actual organizers putting this together. Like, I don't get it."
Oh yeah. But we still have to be mindful that there are still new strains I did see a news report saying that a pregnant woman who had gotten the vaccination gave birth to the first child who was born with antibodies. So that was a big deal for a lot of news outlets. So they're saying if pregnant women get the vaccine while they're pregnant, then their children will be born with COVID antibodies, and going forward, we won't have to deal with the coronavirus really at all.
Look at God.
For generations to come. Mm-hmm.
Right. Look at God. That's amazing to hear. So, I mean, there's hope, right? So there's hope for the future. Anyway, I am saying good morning to people on Facebook. Good morning, y'all. I feel like what was the name of that movie that Tom Hanks was starring in? Good morning. He said good morning to everybody. You know what I'm talking about?
Forrest Gump?
Anyway. No.
Forrest Gump?
It came after Forrest Gump. It was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And Mona, he said, good morning. Good morning, Jeffrey Phillip Hicks. Happy Friday. Good morning, Tammy Berry. Happy Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Taru. I think you should be celebrating your birthday all week. Good morning, Courtney Bradley. Good morning. Hey, girl. Hey. Good morning, everyone. It's on. What we getting into today? What kind of news we got going on, Tiara Berry?
Well, we have an update on this whole J-Lo and A-Rod situation, if anybody is interested. So I don't know if you've been hearing over the past week, probably a week and a half now, there's been rumors that they called their engagement off, and then they formally broke up, and then they got J-Lo and A-Rod.
Oh, right,
Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. So according to reports, a source says that they are doing whatever it takes to stay together. So currently, J-Lo is out in the Dominican Republic shooting a new movie that she's starring in. And A-Rod, who has his roots, he might even be from Dominican Republic, but he has family and all of that over there. He went there. So I want to know, when you guys are in relationship trouble and do you feel like as a man, he popping up on your significant other saying, we got to work this out, we got to talk this through? Because J-Lo seems to be the one, historically, to be able to move on and just go on right to the next person. It seems like A-Rod is the one who wants to fight for the relationship at the moment.
Well,
he popped up where she was working and, said, we need to be back together. So is that right?
Okay, so here's my take on it. I think that he should go chase her because he's the one who messed up in the relationship. Men, what's his name's woman, ex-wife, she summed it up very, very well. Celebrities, men with money, men with power, they have issues, right? Because they have everything at their beck and call. Like, a lot of people just say yes. They have a lot of yes people around them. So it's very difficult for them to say no unless they're, committed to the relationship, very, 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 very disciplined. And just, has a lot of love, and what did Dr. Love say? Respect for their mates. And if that's not the case, then it's easier for that type of person who's not all of those things to stray. So I say yes, he should have gone out there, just like when we saw Cardi B and Migos, her boyfriend,
Offset.
Her husband, chase the heck out of her because he knew he did wrong. He ain't want to leave her. He just, whatever. But he got caught, right? And so a lot of the times when they get caught, that's what they feel as if they need to do. So yes, he should go chase her. Yes, he should go try to get her back.
Social
yes,
media.
he should. What was that?
That was not me.
Okay. Yes, he should go profess his love. Yes, he should. Go make it right. Go make it right. And it is on Jennifer Lopez. It's her prerogative if she wants to take him back or not.
I think so.
Yeah.
I do think that I could tell there was a bit of trouble in paradise, specifically because they have been engaged for a while. And then I think they got engaged 2 years ago, which isn't too long, because they said with the pandemic that they were going to push it back more. So I just hope that they do get married, because they do have J Lo has 2 kids with her ex Mark Anthony. He has 2 daughters himself. They seem like a great, fun, blended family. And I think once
Absolutely.
kids are involved and they start to feel like siblings, that makes a breakup harder for them to deal with.
Well, it does. But the guy, I think it really is on the guy, and I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm just talking about what I've seen, based off of my own personal experience and what I've witnessed. Nothing that I've actually gone through. So I don't necessarily know. I'm speculating. Let's put that out there first. However, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Relationships are not difficult. Like, once the love doctor came on and just kind of simply laid it out for us and put the foundation down and said that relationships really are all about respect, like, at the end of the day, that's what it is. You respect, you communicate, you love, you be committed to the relationship, be committed to the unit, be committed to something other than your selfish ass desires. And if that's the case, be man enough to be a Donnell Jones and say, I've brought my baby girl a ladder. I'm saying I won't be coming home because I'd rather be alone than to cheat. Like, it's not rocket science. Communicate, talk, love, respect. And if you do see that it's going to come to an end, then end it. It's fine. Like, let's just agree to agree and then move on. But don't cheat. If there are issues going on, like, communicate like adults. It's not that difficult. Relationships are not that hard. What you want? Oh, this what you want? Oh, this what I want. This what you want. This what I want. Let's come together. Let's meld the two. Let's compromise.
I think
Let's be adults.
I think some people like to have their cake and eat it too. And especially if you think about both J-Lo and A-Rod, they've about 20, 30 years they've been having their cake and eating it too, just in life in general. So I'm sure what it means to be a power couple. We see with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West getting a divorce that being a power couple in general, Beyonce made a whole album, Lemonade, and you know what that was about. Jay-Z had to do a whole apology album with 444. So we know that when these big couples get into their situations within their marriage, Offset and Cardi B, it seems like it's even more of a bigger deal. There's more eyes and people weighing in on their relationship, and I can see how it could be harder than just deciding should we be together or should we not.
It's not that hard if you're not selfish. And I mean, sometimes we do need to be selfish with ourselves, right? So self-care is definitely important. So we need to take care to be selfish enough to take care of ourselves. Self-care. However, don't be rude. Don't be, disrespectful. Don't try to be slick. Don't try to be sly. Don't try to do what I call overlay for the underplay. Like, don't try to lead me astray. It is what it is. Like, be straight. Don't hide and conceal or mislead. Like, at the end of the day, those are all of the things that causes miscommunication. And when miscommunication comes about, misunderstanding comes about. And when you misunderstand somebody, like, you just don't want to communicate anymore. I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to fight no more. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm tired of talking about them. Let's talk about
Moving right along to more family drama in paradise. So Kirk Franklin and his wife Tammy, who I would want to point out is not Carry-On's mother. Franklin had his eldest son Carry-On, who has started this controversy between him and his father and spread that across like a wildfire on social media back in high school with his very first girlfriend, who Kirk says that he still has an amicable relationship with in terms of being able to parent. Anyway, Kirk and his wife, his current wife Tammy, went on the Tamron Hall show on Wednesday, and I think we have a clip to play of how he's addressing the matters with his son Carry-On.
What does the clip say, Tiara?
Oh, the clip said the clip basically mentioned that Kirk acknowledged that he was increasingly aggressive when they were on the phone.
Who
He
cares?
did say that
Okay.
we started to realize that there needed to be some deeper help with things that was happening with our son. And when he was a teenager, we started him in therapy and counseling. We've had him in and out of counseling and therapy for over 20 years. As Kerrion has become a grown man, when he became a grown man, his disrespect became even more aggressive. So, this is a time we've been trying to rally for years to try and help. Like I said, I know that he's about to be 33. As a grown man, the relationship at times can become very agitated and very frustrated, but I'm not going to stop trying to help my son. He's my son. He's my firstborn, and I never want him to feel what I felt not having a father. So even though it gets
Okay, let's
tense
go.
and tight when he calls from time. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Kirk, you know that the second tape that Kerrion has now released on social media, the audio is grainy, but he is accusing you of parental abuse. Even though he's an adult, nearly 33 years old, he is alleging parental abuse. What is your response to that?
I love my son, and I have tried very privately to keep all of the areas that we've been working with him in counseling as a private matter. We've been having challenges with my oldest son for years. And again, as he's gotten older, his disrespect has become more aggressive. But I'm confident that his mother, myself, Tammy, a family, there's never been anything physical that concerns me or even makes me uncomfortable, because I know the truth. He knows the truth, and I love him. And as a grown man, I am still his dad, and when it becomes aggressive, I still have to have a level of respect. I gotta have. I'm still your daddy, and there's still got to be respect, and there can't be levels of disrespect. But I'm confident that there hasn't been any physical abuse. I mean, we've had therapy and counseling sessions and documentation long enough to know that the deeper issue is we've been just trying to help our son.
Kerrion better be glad he ain't got no stepmama like me. Because Kirk Franklin's wife was sitting there very devoted, very supportive, very, she was a calming force for him. I probably wouldn't have been. Like, look here. Let me tell y'all something. For the longest, we've been dealing with this. And it just came to a head. That's what it is. Okay, and move on. He's 32. What Kerrion got to say?
He's going to be 33 soon. So Kerrion did take to social media on his Instagram to privately address the matters going on. He did make a claim saying that a bunch of different outlets have been reaching out to him, trying to get him to talk. But he said he is not doing this to get famous or get a lot of publicity. He's just trying to share his truth, which is why he hasn't gone on a show, but he's just trying to confidently share it with his
confidently
fans.
He didn't say confidently. No, he didn't say confidently. I'm sure.
Let's take a look.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna just let this be known right now. I'm in no rush to tell the media lies. So I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of emails, phone calls, texts, comments, everything right now. I'm flooded. So I don't know who's on a timetable, but truth is truth. And what I'm about to see tomorrow, none of it's true. It's all good though, because I'm gonna tell my story and I'm gonna move on and get back to my creativity and my career.
Oh.
So you have a beautiful night, and wow, I'm about to speak up. It's time.
Okay. I'm not interested in what Kerrion has to say. I'm just not. Like you got on your pedestal, you had your 5 minutes. You are clearly a damaged man. I'm not sure who he's dating. I'm not sure who he's dating. And whoever he's dating, I just feel bad because that's a lot of emotional issues, baggage to deal with. So Um, hopefully he gets some help. I'm not interested. Tiara.
I do hope that they're able to make amends with each other. It's very interesting. I can believe sides on both. So I'm not all the way on Team Kirk, and I'm not all the way on Team Carry On. I just think that they need to figure it out. Family dynamics can be so interesting, and it's really hard to say from the outside looking in, not really knowing to full capacity what has happened within the family to make any claims. So I just hope that they get the help that they all need, or continue to get the help that they were trying to get. Maybe Carry On needs to invite his own therapist, and maybe, Kirk's therapist might be biased towards Kirk Franklin and him being a 16-time Grammy Award winner. We don't know. Maybe there needs to be a therapist in the room that has somewhat of a less bias when it comes to who is actually within the family. Or worst case scenario, they just need Ayanna to come fix their life.
She said she's quitting. She's not doing Fix My Life no more. It's too taxing on her. But Courtney is in the comments. She says Kirk is all right with me. Curse them kids out, especially the brown ones. Look, listen, Courtney, I'm with you. I'm the grown ones. Yes, grown, brown, all of them. Yes, I'm with you.
So, question: after cursing a child out, what does a parent want from the relationship post? If they say things, make allegations of wanting to put their hands on them, are they trying to say that we should just no longer be family after this, after I put my hands on you, after I put my foot on your neck, after I do this or do that? Or are they saying that they will hurt them out of love?
Okay. So definitely the hurting out of love. I don't think it's intentional. I think it's reactionary, right? Because sometimes kids will push you into another realm that you just didn't know was there. And you sometimes you black out and you come to and you be like, sorry, but get it together, so the relationship might be, the relationship might be at a point where you definitely need therapy. Nobody is saying you can't disown family, right? Sometimes it's just an unfortunate situation all the way around.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, because I just wonder, because I see a lot of comments even from the producer currently just about how he's a grown man. So being a grown man, is it easy to disown a child when they're older and when they're just not listening to you, and now you don't longer see them as your son? Or is he always your son? I think that's what I'm trying to understand with Kirk. Is he trying to say now on these shows that he's always your son, or he's a grown man and I said what I said and we don't talk, we don't speak? So I even see in the comments, even coming from Courtney, just about once they're grown, they're grown. So is it easier to disown somebody after they're out of your household?
No, I don't think anybody is disowning anyone. If any of the disownment, if there is any, I think it's coming from Carry On. As parents, we can never disown our kids. Like we can't write off our kids. If we do, I think that is just a sign of bad parenting. But like Kirk said, and like I believe, he was trying to get him some therapy. Like when your kids talk to you with no level of respect and they set you up and they try to get you canceled by our culture because you have a grievance or you're upset or somebody didn't give you what you wanted, whatever it was, what do you do then with the kid? Like as a parent, what am I supposed to do with this unruly ass 33-year-old kid who continues to disrespect me, continues to disrespect the family unit, continues to disrespect the house, continues to disrespect my brand? Like, what am I supposed to do with this grown ass child? But try to get him therapy after I put my foot in his neck. Sometimes sometimes it be like that. Hey, Kathleen, not disownment. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's like that. He said, yeah. So I mean, I hope they both get some help. Carry On needs to just stop using his social media. Nobody has any type of sympathy for him, right? Nobody has
Mhm.
sympathy for Carry On. Like, I really do think that he's trying to make this out to be something that is much larger than it is. And as a man, first and foremost, I think he should have sought the therapy that he needed, because I think he cleared therapy. And then second of all, he should have just stepped to his father like a man. Like, what is your mama saying? What does your mom
Yeah, I
say, Carry?
wonder. Yeah,
What is
and
your
when I
mom?
was thinking
That,
back,
mm,
and having conversations about this, I was just thinking about, you mentioned that you don't have any sympathy or empathy for Carry On. I do wonder with Carry On
sympathy,
being
not
more of
empathy.
the yeah,
I don't have no sympathy for him.
with him
Mm.
being older and kind of he didn't experience probably Kirk Franklin in the same way that Kirk's other children experience. Maybe
Life
him
ain't
as a
fair.
father, having him at 16, 17 years old. And I have seen through just own familial matters within my family, just how sometimes it is harder for an older child to connect with the younger children, especially when the family dynamics change. So different mothers, a different connection, or whatever, finances change, fame happens to the family. I'm not saying that attributes or justifies what he did. All I'm saying is Carry On might see Kirk as a very different father from Kirk's other children. And could that
Yep.
have something to do with a level of jealousy? Could that have to do with he feels like his younger children got something that he didn't get? Because when Kirk had him at 16 years old, Kirk was out in the streets. Kirk was a very different Kirk Franklin than who we see today. So, and we can see that Kirk can easily go back to who he was at 16 years old. So I just wonder, there has to be more to this story that, neither of them would come out and announce, which is fine because it ain't our business
It's
at the
none
end
of
of the day.
your business. Right, at the end of the day. Yeah, that might be the case. Like, sibling rivalry is real. Like, siblings with the same mom and dad have issues. Like, my youngest son has never lived in a family unit with me, their dad, his older brother, and himself. So there is a different level of relationship that they both have. My two sons, of course, they have the same dad, but there is a different level of relationship because my oldest son got a chance to experience the family unit with all of us. My younger son didn't. So, I mean, sometimes it is what it is, and you can see, and I'm just being completely transparent, like, as my older son is growing and maturing and turning into this young man, you can just kind of see the differences between him and his dad versus the younger one who is completely, this is my dad, he's my father figure, I'm looking up to him, I love him so much, I can't see no wrong. I'm not about to go there. But that's what, that's how he sees his dad as opposed to the oldest. And he's just like, it ain't always right. Like, we got some issues, we have some challenges. Like, let's talk about them. Like, that's where they are in their relationships. So sometimes it's just different. And Tammy said on Facebook, she said, they have been dealing with this problem before it was made public, and we will continue to deal with this problem after it dies down in the media. Yeah, absolutely. She said Kirk being the parent, both of them was wrong. Kirk being the parent knows his child, even though he is a grown man. The things Kirk said cannot be taken back. He still want to put his foot on his neck. He mean it. He meant that. Sorry, y'all. Why is Kirk going on all these shows? Keep it private. Well, I think the reason why he's going on all these shows is because Carry On opened it up. So now Kirk, being the brand that he is, he has to go save face to save his brand, to make sure that he's putting out what it is that he needs to put out. In my opinion, I'm not a big brand. I'm not, he's not endorsing any of my products. Like, but some of these big brands may have issues with what's going on. So Kirk is out here trying to save face. That's why he's going on all these shows. Carry On still in social media. Like, he's still threatening to release and to say and to let the world know, that it's parent abuse is real. Okay, we know parent abuse is real. But child abuse is real too. Just like, I keep going back to that film, that Netflix film, I Care a Lot. Like, sometimes children put their parents in some of these homes, and they forget all about them, and that's why some of these homes exist. Anyway, we can go on and on and on, round and round, back and forth, up and down. Truth of the matter is, I don't have any sympathy for Carry On. I have empathy for him. I don't feel sorry for him, though. Because as a grown man, you should want to go get the help that you need. You should want to keep family affairs private. You should want to work on your relationships and not just have it be toxic. Like, don't spew the disrespect. Don't spew the disrespect. Like, let's start there.
Do you think that it could be, and I guess I am playing devil's advocate here. Do you think that because and I've seen these situations before where if somebody views somebody that your abuser specifically in any capacity in such a great light, and they have all of these fans and they're this big mogul, and in Kirk's situation, he's a representative of the Black church, but behind closed doors, this is what he does. Is it less about wanting to expose him, or is it more so about wanting justice for a situation where people think that this person is so perfect, so hunky-dory? We see allegations all the time of people in politics, and then these people come out and they make all these allegations. We see it with Bill Cosby. We see it a lot where people's perception from the media is very different from who they are behind closed doors. Could it be that his son was trying to show just child abuse in terms of trying to get justice for it, more so than trying to condemn his own father?
Was it so that, okay, so this is what I'm hearing. Was it possible that Carry On was trying to expose his dad? Absolutely, it was possible that Carry On was trying to expose his dad. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't care. It was inappropriate. It was disrespectful. He shouldn't have did it. If they had issues, they should have talked together in a personal forum, a private forum like they were doing. Carry On was the one that chose to record the conversation and put it out on social media. Yes, I think Carry On was wrong. Yes, I think he was trying to expose his dad. But so what? Like, people are who they are. Kirk never asserted to being, this holy saint that didn't have anger. Like, Kirk came out before and said he had pornography issues. Like, we know that he's not a saint. We know that he's not perfect. So for your own child to come out and try to expose you for your anger issues because he said he was going to put his foot on your neck, not somebody out in the street. Like, he's not out here spazzing out on people in the street. He was spazzing out on his own child who betrayed him, betrayed his trust, recorded him, and then put it out on social media. So yeah, he was trying to expose him. But for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't care. That's why I don't have the sympathy. I have empathy because I feel bad for him as a grown man that he has to go through these type of things. I don't feel sorry for him, though.
So only children dynamics shouldn't be shared. Do you think that Tina should have exposed Ike if they were a family?
That was domestic abuse. Tina and Ike was domestic abuse. That's
Carry On has alleged domestic abuse.
He didn't say that. Did he say his daddy beat him up?
He said that his dad has abused him in the past, and these statements that he's making is based off of the abuse that he received.
In the Black community, sometimes we grew up with getting what we call whoopings. Like, okay, so is he gonna go far back and say, when I was 6, my daddy beat my ass with a belt? Like, what? Like, how far are you going to take this? Yeah, when I was 6, I got my ass beat too with a twig out from the tree that I had to go get myself. Like, I mean, how far are you going to take this? So if he put his hands on you, he put his hands on you. At 16, at 6, at 5, I mean, what? Like, what is the end goal? Like, let's move to solution. What is it? Because right now, are you willing to go get therapy? Like, I don't get it. Let's check in with Facebook. What are your thoughts? Like, where are you going with this, Tiara?
What I was just trying to ask everybody is, does Carry On have a point in the matter? For him speaking out, is it because Kirk Franklin is who Kirk Franklin is to us? I don't know Kirk Franklin personally, but I do love Melodies from Heaven. But I have in the past been able to separate the person from the brand. You know, if R. Kelly come on, I know when I'm at a cookout and R. Kelly come on, but I also know I was singing Aaliyah earlier today and the allegations against R. Kelly and what that means. So I think in terms of I can see a person being separate from what we know them to be. And in this instance, was Kerrion wrong for exposing him? Yeah, they should have kept that private. However, can Kerrion, are his feelings true? Did what happened to him in the past, is that true? I can't say yes, I can't say no. All I can say is that would have to be something that could be justified in therapy. And do I think Kirk wants to be a good dad? He said that's his firstborn. He loves his child, whatever. But he does have some issues himself to work through in terms of how they could better their relationship.
Absolutely. Demetria Felton said the stigma of therapy in our African American communities will continue to be a struggle. Wholeheartedly agree. Tammy says two sides to the story. Kirk's son was totally wrong, disrespecting his father, but remember, not too long ago, Kirk has issues himself as a grown man. He said he came out to the public and said, I have pornography issues. I remember that. I don't know if he said it like that, but he did say something to that effect. Connie said that Kerrion's mom came out with a video. I missed that. Did you see it? I missed it.
That video,
what did she say? What did she say, Connie? Tim said, I'm praying for both of them. Absolutely. Demetria said, I agree. Courtney said, with extension cords, girl. And then if you wouldn't stop crying, you got it again. Like, listen. I mean, I'm not justifying it. It's what happened. You can't change the past. So what are we doing to move forward and move to solution? Did I with my kids? Absolutely. I did. That's what I was taught. Will I with my grandkids? Absolutely not. That's what I was taught. Grandma ain't never whipped the kids, so that's what I was taught. Anyway, Tammy said, before we take any side, we have to know the whole story. We don't have to know the story. That's the thing. Like he shouldn't have put it out. We shouldn't have known the story at all. We just shouldn't have. Like I
think she's more so saying before we can be Team Kirk or Team Kerrion, we have to know the full facts.
I agree. I mean, I know what she's saying, but to begin with the end in mind, and to seek first to understand and then to be understood, we shouldn't have known the story from jump. He never should have came out and said, my dad said he was gonna beat my ass, and I'm 33. Like when you're 33 and you have a fight, and let's just say it's a street fight, you out in the street, guess what happened? You go to jail. So it's fine. If they would have had a fight, they was out in the street, they would have went to jail. Would the matter have been solved? Like, what is your end goal? Are you trying to send your daddy to jail? What are you trying to do? I just don't get it. And then Gerald said, so much of this is some of these kids feel entitled to their parents' fame and fortune their whole life. Yeah. I recall telling my kids, I don't have to do nothing for y'all. I said I could drop y'all off at foster care and let y'all go and go on about my life. Like, I don't owe y'all anything. There are parents out here. Of course, I said it facetiously, but there are parents out here that don't take care of their kids at all. So don't sit up there and feel entitled to anything in terms of if I had fame and fortune. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I totally agree with what Gerald is saying. They feel entitled.
That's interesting. So what's the difference between having entitled kids and understanding what it means to be in a legacy? Because I hear now a lot today, and even in my own instance, I don't want to have children until I feel like I can set them. I want them to be good on college before they born. So I kind of have a different approach to it, where I want to see my kids straight. I don't ever want to see my kids have to struggle, have to ask, and I want them to watch me. I want them to learn from me. I want them to have opportunities, not saying that it all has to be based off of they get this just because they're my child, but I do believe in legacy and passing things down to your children. So what's the difference between entitlement and wanting to leave a legacy? Or is there just totally separate?
Well, so entitled kids are like, okay, so you don't want to have spoiled kids. Let's just say that, because spoiled kids just don't amount to a lot of nothing, right? They just don't amount to a lot. So you want to have kids that live up to expectations, that have integrity, that are honest, that have morals, that have values, but are also grateful, that also practice appreciation, that also knows right from wrong, that also, like you just want to have good kids. And nobody is saying don't leave a legacy for them, because that's really what we are here in life for. But when you look at and you do
Right.
case studies on some of these rich folk out here, like even say of Warren Buffett, Warren said, I'm not leaving my kids shit. Like, because they don't work for it. Like, you really have to teach those values when they're young. You have to teach hard work and ethics. You have to teach integrity. You have to model that. Like, you have to teach your kids all of this stuff. And sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we feel like we should give them everything and they don't have to work for nothing. But that is basically crippling your child, because when they get old and grown adults, if you continue to give them everything, what do they have to work for? So you have to teach your kids to work at stuff. And now we know as adults that you want to work smart, but you want to give your kids the foundation of hard work. Hard work pays off. And then once they get old enough, they know smart work pays off more. Like, it's so much to it. When you look at some of these families that, look at a Donald Trump. Like, he was so entitled. He was given everything. He ain't never had to work for nothing, and it showed. And he was put in a position of leadership where he just completely had no regard for anybody else but himself. Those are the type of kids that you're trying to avoid raising, those type. I don't know Kerrion. I don't know what his background was. We do know that he came from Kirk Franklin. He may have seen the struggle more than the other kids. But guess what? At the end of the day, they're still family. You don't air out family laundry. I'm not leaving you shit at the end of the day, because it's mine. And if you don't know how to go out there and work for it, and I didn't do a good job at teaching you, my bad. I'm human. But I don't have to leave you nothing.
So you don't want to have like a trust or a will or life insurance policies?
No. In the sense of Kerrion and Kirk Franklin. If Kirk Franklin said he ain't want to leave him nothing, I wouldn't leave him nothing. And if I did leave my kids something, which I will, I wouldn't like hold it over their head as this is what you're gonna get when you get older, and you don't have to work for it. Like, one of my cousins, and I'm not gonna say who, but one of my cousins, her parents were always well off. We got Chef JoJo logging in, y'all. But one of her parents her parents were always well off. And we would have conversations, and she would say stuff like, I'm just waiting for them to die and I get all of this. You got kids out there like that. I'm not saying Kerrion is one of them, but look, we beating a dead horse. Yes, you want to set your kids up. You want to set your kids up, but you also want to make sure that they have those foundational things that make them a whole person. Not somebody that wants to go air out dirty laundry. Not somebody who can't communicate. Not somebody who can't step to you like a man. Not somebody who betrays your trust by recording you and then putting it out for all of your fans to hear, so you can, cast a dirty name on or cast some doubt on who he is as a person. That's wrong. And as a kid, as a grown man, you're supposed to know right from wrong. And if Kirk Franklin's prerogative is to not leave him a damn thing, I wouldn't be mad at it. You didn't work for nothing, and you still acting spoiled. It is what it is.
Okay.
Gerald, the last thing on this. Last thing on this. Gerald said there's a difference between being humble and appreciative and thinking that it's owed to you because you are my child. Hallelujah. I don't owe you shit. Now, if I choose to give it to you, that's a difference.
And what age do you not owe them anything? Because
girl,
as a newborn, I think you do owe them something. You owe them something when they're born. You got to bring them into the world. Be conscious of that. You do take on parenthood. And I don't know what it's like to be a parent, but I do think that.
But there are parents out there who don't. Like, there are parents who literally have kids and throw them away. Like, there have been films made about them. There have been
Yeah, that scares
documentaries
me
made
so
about.
much.
Yeah, I mean, so and shit. Some people say that I'm not doing it from day one after they had a kid. So I mean, we don't have to talk about this no more because we beat the damn dead horse, girl. On to other things. You got another news report because we didn't talk about this for a whole half an hour.
I do. So speaking of family that's ready to fight, Mike Tyson is ready to get back in the ring himself. In a recent post by Tyson, he says that he is set to get back in the ring this year. You know, back in November, he got into it with who did he get into a fight with? Roy Jones Jr. In November, it was a highly anticipated return, broadcasted through Triller, set records. A lot of people tuned in. It was good. The match ended in a tie, even though most people tuning in thought Tyson won with ease. So since the battle, fans have been wondering when Tyson would get back in the ring for a second comeback fight. And recently, Tyson delivered the good news that May 29th of this year, it is going down. He made the announcement via his podcast. It's taking place in Miami, but currently he cannot say who he's fighting, but he's just telling fans to get prepared.
They announced
who he's fighting? Who he fighting?
Yeah. I saw it on Facebook this morning.
Let me know.
They let me see if I can find it. Y'all know who he fighting? They announced it.
Who? Because I didn't see that. I searched it. I didn't see that part.
Let me see. They said.
I just know it's May 29th in Miami.
Oh, here it is right here. Holyfield.
He's fighting Evander Holyfield?
That's what it say. That's what I see.
I feel like if it was Holyfield, that would have been all over my timeline.
It say 10,000 interested. Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield live on Facebook.
So is that interested or that's going down?
It says 10,000 are interested in this event. 831 are going. Let me see.
I don't think it's been confirmed though.
It say Mike Tyson versus Holyfield, May 2021.
He said he's down to run it back with him. I'm looking at this report provided by TMZ.
It says Mike and Evander Holyfield are plotting ring returns. So it say that's what it's saying on Facebook.
Well, anyway, Facebook's Bible, so we're gonna go with it.
I mean, yes, Facebook and TMZ. What did TMZ say?
They just said that rumors are speculating that it's gonna be up between Evander and Evander Holyfield, but they haven't no person has said this is who he's fighting. They just know that it's confirmed that Mike Tyson will be fighting. So they still got to get some paperwork. I'm sure they got to get some numbers in order before they make an official announcement. That check got to be big for the both of them. I'm sure to be 50-something.
They both.
I
feel bad for Holyfield. Because that isn't Holyfield the one that he bit his ear off of? Isn't that Holyfield? Yes, I think it is.
I thought Holyfield.
Holyfield was the one that he bit his ear. Anyway, while you looking that up, let's bring on Chef JoJo. I can't wait to talk to Chef JoJo. So she is a celebrity chef. She's a daughter of the famous St. Louis soul food restaurateur Jerry J.T. Brown and Jean Baker. She was born in Kansas City, Missouri, but grew up in St. Louis, and she comes from generations of entrepreneurs, which includes her paternal grandfather, Philip Brown, who had a commercial company that created protest signs for the civil rights movement. Okay, and then your dad owned a bookstore in Kansas City, which Muhammad Ali frequented. So you just got a whole bunch of lineage going on over
legacy,
there. Welcome
yes.
a whole bunch of legacy. Welcome to the morning show.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, girl,
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so please tell everyone who you are, what you do. I can't wait to get into the seasonings because I received a box, y'all, And
Mm.
I was gonna lie and say I cooked last night. I didn't cook, and I'm not lying. But my mama cooked last night, and it was delicious.
Did you like the box?
Girl, I love the box. I
Wow.
love the box. I'm gonna post it today. I did a box unopening. Yeah, a box opening, and I filmed it, and I love the box. I love the presentation. I love all of the spices in it. My mom cooked the cornbread last night, and I was like,
Did
oh, this got a
she?
little girl cornbread. We had cornbread and fish last night. I'm not even gonna lie.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cooking some fish today too, because it's Fish Friday.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So tell everybody who you are, what you do, and let's get into this interview. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm just gonna take it back to my dad. He had the bookstore, like you mentioned, in Kansas City, and it carried anything about African Americans, about Black people, anything, entertainment, civil rights, books. That's the only thing he carried. So Muhammad Ali would come anytime he was in Kansas City, he would come to the bookstore. So my mom was pregnant at the time when they had the bookstore. They end up moving back to St. Louis, and that's when my dad got into restaurants and clubs. So he ended up having all of these restaurants, all of these clubs. So at the age of 13, I started working with him. So he was like, okay, he didn't trust anybody. I tell people this all the time and they start laughing, that he didn't trust anybody with his money, but he trusted me. So he said, listen, you got to be up front on the cash register dealing with my money and not in the kitchen. I hated that. I wanted to cook. So when he would leave, I would go in the kitchen and bring one of the cooks up front to ring the register. So that was going on for a long time. And baby, when I was in that kitchen, I was throwing down. I was getting out the orders. I felt so good. So one day he caught me. And when he caught me, he walked in. Joe, what you doing? What are you doing in the kitchen? I'm like, he said, get your butt back up here and watch my money. I said, Daddy, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. And so the workers, they stood up for me. They were like, listen, Jay, because they called him Jay, listen, she can cook. This what she want to do. He said, okay. So Friday and Saturdays were the busiest days. So he said, okay, I want to see what you do. Boy, he let me in that kitchen. He was shocked. I was throwing down. I was on the fryer. I was getting the orders out. I was like, oh yeah, he gonna let me be in the kitchen now. He gonna let me be in the kitchen. So he was like, man, I didn't know you could do this. He was like, okay. He said, so this what you want to do? I'm gonna show you everything from the front to the back. So he started taking me to all of his meetings to buy supplies and everything. And he said, I just want you to sit back, watch, and listen, and watch what I do. I said, okay. So he said, what do you want to do as you get older? I said, I want to own my own restaurant. He said, okay. So at 16, my father had a stroke. And he called me to the hospital. His girlfriend said, your dad wants you. So I went to the hospital, and he said, I didn't train you. You got to run these stores. I said, what? He said, I was nervous. Now I'm like, what? Because he was doing everything and I was with him. So he said, listen, I taught you, you know what to do. Girl, I got them keys, started going to all the restaurants, buying supplies. I had the big head because I'm 16. I got grown men, 20s, 30s, 40s, and I'm their boss. So I'm like, I done fired a couple people in that time. I done hired a couple. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. So I'm so excited. So when he came back, he said, man, you did a good job. And I said, that's what I want to do. So at 18 and a half, going on 19, I opened my first restaurant. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
yes, so it was full service, waitresses and everything. I was so excited. Then by the
So wait a minute.
30s,
What you got for us today? I'm sorry. While you cook, I want you to start cooking while you're telling us the
yeah,
story.
I got some catfish, boneless jack, and whole jack. Now, this boneless jack and whole jack is a St. Louis favorite. A lot of people don't know anything about this. Everybody know about the cat fillet, but the boneless jack and the whole jack, oh my God, St. Louis favorite. St. Louis favorite. So,
Okay,
and
well,
then
go
I
ahead
got
and
some
start
grits
cooking.
to go with it. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you. So, during that time when I opened, I end up getting married, having kids. So in 36 kids, yes. So in the 30s, I'm pregnant with 4 restaurants and 5 kids and 1 on the way. So I'm getting ready to drop the cat fillet, and you can put 2 in at a time because I like the bag because it coats it evenly. So put it in, just shake it really good. And I'm gonna show you how good it coats in the bag. Can you see that?
Yes, girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you just put it in the deep fryer. I like to use the deep fryer. A lot of people like to cook with the skillet, but the deep fryer, it heats evenly and it gives it a great brown, crispy coating.
So what is it supposed to be on in the deep fryer? Like, what's the temperature it's supposed to be on?
375. 375. And it regulates itself. That's the good thing about the deep fryer. You don't have to stand over it. It'll tell you when it's ready, and it regulates the heat for you. So that's why I tell people all the time, when you're frying, I know the old ways we use the skillet, but it's 2021. These are the best thing, the fryers, the tabletop fryers. That's the best thing for when you're frying fish, frying chicken, frying pork chops, anything you're frying. This is the best because you'll get a great coating, crispy coating.
All right.
So,
okay, we got one of
yeah,
those.
we're gonna.
It's not that big though. It's not that large. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, but you know they have the double ones. You can get the extra large. This is just the regular large one, but you can get the extra large tabletop, and you can put a lot of fish in it and a lot of chicken. So we're going in with the whole jack, and then we're gonna go in with the boneless jack. And
so, how long you cooking for in the fryer?
This you're gonna cook it depending on the fish. Now the cat fillet cooks longer because it's a thicker fish, and the boneless jack and the whiting will cook about 5 to 7 minutes, but the cat fillet will cook about 8 to 10. So once you put that in, I always like to use gloves, and you let that cook. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys because I got some ready since we got little time. How it coats.
Those are ready, girl.
You see that?
Yes.
And it's gonna coat like that all the time. When you use this bag, that's what I love about the Ziploc bag. It coats your fish so easily. Yes. So now, then when I had the restaurants, I end up moving to Atlanta, and I started my catering business, started catering for celebrities, doing concerts and doing corporate clients. So when COVID hit, now 2021 was going to be one of our biggest years. And when COVID hit, we were booked for the entire 2020. So that was going to be our biggest year. COVID hit March 15th. I got a call from one of my promoters, and he said we were doing Erykah Badu and Common that Friday. And he said, the concert is canceled. I said, what? And I'm like, okay, I know the stuff about the COVID was going on, but we didn't really know how deep it was. So he said it's canceled. And I said, okay, the ticket's not selling. He was like, no. Are you watching the news? I said, yeah. He said, It's, I think we're done for the year. I said, what?
Oh my God.
So I called my husband. He works at the hospital. He was like, babe, this is serious. So you need to prepare because I think he's right that it's not going, concerts are going to be over. So I got emails from my corporate clients saying that they're done for the year. They'll be working from home. So all contracts over. So now no business, nothing. So I'm sitting at home. This is what I did was I'm sitting at home and I'm like, God, what am I going to do? So I always say this saying that everything you need is always around you. You just have to tap into it when you need it. So I'm like, okay, what is it? Yes. So I said, okay, God. I called my brother. He was like, Joe, you already have it. Just think about the stuff that you already have and tap into it. So I thought about my seasoning because I released it 10 years prior, but didn't really do anything with it. I was just giving it to my, selling it in the restaurant, selling it to my my clients and my celebrity clients, and they would buy, and that's all I did with it. So then I'm like, okay, I was still cooking with it, but I didn't have it in the packaging. So I said, okay, I called my co-packer. I said, hey, I need to get this stuff packaged up. They said, okay, just get everything to us, your packaging, and we're ready to go. So I got with my designer. I said, hey, we have to redesign this whole thing. So from March to October 25th, I grind with this packaging, with making sure that it was showing, because when you got it, I wanted you to feel a burst of love when you saw it.
I did.
And yes, that's what I put in it, because that's why I say love and legacy, because this seasoning has love and legacy tied to it. So I want people to feel that when they're using it, when they open the packaging. So when the first design, I told him my vision, he nailed it on the first design. I said, this is it. So October 25th, we launched. 2 weeks later, we sold out. And God has just been blessing me more and more. And I said, God, okay, you used COVID to push me to where I was supposed to be. So sometimes I know that we get in a slump, and you got to remember that the Bible talks about what the enemy meant for your bad, God is going to turn for our good. And that's what he did. And this is what you got out of this COVID.
Listen,
JoJo,
so I am so excited to try. I don't know if y'all can see this one. This yam season.
Yes.
I am so excited to try the yam.
I never heard of anything like that.
My favorite. The barbecue rub.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That looks good.
Yes. I'm telling you.
We got shrimp batter. Don't play. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I was jumping up and down, but more importantly, my mama was jumping up and down because she was like, we got all of this. Listen.
Yeah.
Seasoned flour.
Ooh, my grandma would love that.
We used this last night. This was excellent.
The fish breading.
She used the salt free. That's good.
Girl.
Yes. Healthy options too.
Yes. 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 So healthy option. It has no MSG in it. And that's why I created the kids line. The kids line is the same as the adult line. It pairs with it. But because I have 6 kids, they would always be in the kitchen and they wanted their own stuff. So I would put their seasoning in smaller bottles. So I'm like, hey, I need to create a kids line so they could feel like they're doing something too. Because the one thing that I found is when you bring kids in the kitchen with you, they eat better because you're teaching them how to season, their palates are growing. And so the kids line is named after my niece, Hannah J, because my kids are grown. And my niece
now look like
4.
you got grown kids.
Listen, my oldest is 24. My youngest is 15. Now, when they hit them teenagers, they grown. So, the Hannah J collection is a great thing for kids to be in. the kitchen with their parents, their grandparents, their aunts, their uncles, and they'll feel like a budding chef themselves. They'll feel that it gives them confidence, it gives them pride, and when they cook something and they come up with recipes, like my son came up with a recipe of the lemon pepper onion asparagus, the bomb. The bomb.
It sounds like it. It sounds like
yes,
it.
you gotta try that. And he came up with that.
Where can we find your recipes? And is his recipe on there? Because that does sound like something that I would like to try. Not that I'm a cook.
It's jojoseasoning.com. And you know, I'm all on IG, and we're getting the next month we're going to be uploading a lot of cooking videos. I have a cookbook coming out Mother's Day, and the cookbook is called Seasonings of Life. And it's not just a regular cookbook, it's a self-help book, because what I did was I paired each recipe with a life lesson that I went through, that I'm sharing with everyone, that I know will help other people out.
Absolutely. I love that you're being very creative and innovative and bringing that twist to what you're doing with the seasonings, and then pretty soon catering is going to pick back up as well. Listen, I so want to do a cooking demonstration with you. You could teach me a lot. But when the world opens back up, right? So I got my first vaccination. I'll get the second one in April. But for Mother's Day, we should do something. Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it, because I'll have mine by then. I get mine next week. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm game for it. Let's do it, girl.
Okay, well, tell everybody where we can find you again. I'm excited. I'm gonna have me some yam seasonings today with my fish and my shrimp.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna order me some.
I just want to let you know, we told that cornbread up, and she cooked it in the iron skillet. She was like, "Let her know I made it in the iron skillet." Girl, baked it in an iron skillet. It's no more. She ate it all.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Your mama know how to cook, baby, because that's the way you cook some cornbread. Yes.
All right.
That's right. That's right. Yes. So you can find me at jojoseasoning.com and on all platforms, JoJo Seasoning. And you can also find me at chefjojodavis.com and all platforms, Chef Jojo Davis.
I love it, love it. Can't wait to connect. We both gonna be fully vaccinated, and we're gonna do this Mother's Day thing. Let's put it together. You in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm in Detroit, but I travel. I'm ready.
Yeah, I travel. I love Detroit. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Let's do it. We'll make sure we get it.
Okay, thank you guys for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I can't wait to have you back.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I know.
Okay.
All right.
Talk
See
to
you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Y'all, that food was good. I'm not gonna lie. And
y'all left me out the PR kit. Shoot, I need me some seasoning.
You cook,
girl, I live by myself. What else am I supposed to do?
Eat out, because when I lived by myself, that's all I did. I ate out.
I like home cooked meals. I got my air fryers. I got my crock pots. I got my pots and pans that I got from my aunt. I asked for pots and pans for Christmas, and I actually got them.
Did you get them?
So I love me. I love to cook. I don't cook as well as my grandma, but you know, I gotta get better.
I never developed that love. I never developed the love of cooking. I just didn't. Maybe when I get older, I will.
See, I like eating out, but I love home cooked food. Like, that's what I like going back to my roots for, is who cooking. And Thanksgiving, I know my mama got to make the macaroni and cheese. I know my granny, she gonna have to fry chicken, fry fish. I know who cooking what. And whenever somebody made something else that wasn't a part of who normally cooks this for Thanksgiving, I know y'all know, all of a sudden somebody else bringing a potato salad when Granny's supposed to do the potato salad. Aunt Stacy do the collard greens, now somebody else bringing the collard greens. So, you know, my palate is very critical. So yeah, I want to get better at cooking.
Yeah, I just never developed a passion for it. Of course, since the pandemic, I've grown to eating in more because you couldn't go out. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want nobody with COVID making my food. I just didn't want it. They didn't even have to have COVID. I didn't want nobody external making my food. So I was just like, I'm good. So I've been eating in more, and of course, my mom is cooking because she's here, and so she cooks every day, and I'm grateful
well, you
for
lucky.
that. Yeah, I'm very blessed. And the boys be like, Mama, we good. Like, just don't even waste your time. They be like, Grandma got it. We good. Don't even waste your time. I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, before we bring on our next guest, guys, I want to talk about Sisters with Superpowers. Guess when it is? It's next week. So Sisters with Superpower, March 26, 27, celebrating powerful women in business, culture, and community. Register at peaceandpurpose.co. This is a complimentary event, but we are going to have some fascinating women on the panels talking about Bitcoins, talking about altcoins, talking about leveling up in business, having girls' night out. Well, girls' night in, cocktails and conversations with Cynthia Bailey and Monique Rodriguez. And Africa Miranda is she's moderating, and we're gonna have Kading Ellis as well on the panel. So it's gonna be a really great time. Next Friday, next Saturday, we're gonna end the weekend with a Black brunch with Bevy Smith. She's gonna do a reading from her book. It's going to be curated by our own pop culture critic Esau Harris. Here's the flyer for Girls Night In, Cocktails and Conversations. Again, Cynthia Bailey is the ambassador for Seagram's Escapes. Monique Rodriguez is the CEO of Mael Organics. Africa Miranda is a beautypreneur. She's going to be moderating. And Kading Ellis is an actress. She's also going to be talking about juggling her roles as an actress, the Instagram sensation, and influencer. She's married to an actor. They have a very busy life, 3 boys. It's gonna be lit. I'm just gonna say lit. Go to peaceandpurpose.co. This particular panel session is going to happen 7 p.m. on Friday, March 26th. So y'all just go register. It's a complimentary event for Women's History Month. And then followed on Sunday, we're going to have our very first Black book brunch with Bevy Smith. It's going to be a conversation with our own Esau Harris, pop culture critic. This event is also complimentary until we don't have any space anymore. So space is limited for this event. RSVP at rollingout.com/books. Again, rollingout.com/books. So, y'all get ready. Can't wait.
Get ready.
Really, I can't.
That sounds very fun.
Over.
Yes. Dynamic group of women.
Great event. Yes. So y'all join us. We're gonna have some fun.
Yes, peaceandpurpose.co. Register now.
I don't know how long we're gonna be in this virtual world, because I know a lot of people are eager to get the heck out. Once people get fully vaccinated, I don't know if they're gonna use that as a pass to just go wild. So anyway, join us while you
can. Y'all gotta be mindful. Currently only 10% of the population is vaccinated. So we gotta get much higher before we can feel like we're out of the waters with this. We gotta build up herd immunity, and also make sure that these new variants are as effective with the vaccines that they have.
Yes. So we cannot wait until that happens, y'all. Make sure y'all attend the Cocktails and Conversations one. That is going to be an up close and personal, just girls' night conversation. I don't know if y'all gonna sneak in the chat and ask a question about Bolo Gate. If y'all been following Housewives, I don't know. Y'all, somebody might, but it's definitely your opportunity to do so if that's what you would like to ask Cynthia Bailey about. I think we got to figure it out, though. But y'all, come on. It's going to be really, really, really fun. And we got some amazing panels going on. So, leveling up in business, talking about that. We have some. We gave away a couple of grants, well, several grants. Lowe's is one of our sponsors, and so they selected 4 businesses to give grants to. They're actually going to come on the show next week as well. Prior to the actual event kickoff. And then we're also going to have some of the women from the Cocktails and Conversation panel. They're going to be on the show next week. Y'all, we just going to have fun. Like, I mean, that's really what life is all about. Having fun, y'all. Not calling and telling on your parents. But having fun. Going out there, experiencing life, talking to people. I remember when, I think my coffee just kicked in, y'all. Sorry, but I remember when I've always been an extrovert, but sometimes I was kind of I just stayed to myself. And so I remember when I would walk around talking about I don't like people. Like the nerve and audacity of you. I was younger, but the nerve and audacity of you to walk around talking about how you don't like people. Miss Extrovert. Like that this just what so nonetheless, especially during this pandemic, I tuned in and turned it up. And, I welcome all conversations because at the end of the day, friends are the spice of life. Getting to know new people, talking to new people, learning about what it is they do, like Chef JoJo. She said from the time that she was 16, she was a boss. She was a boss. So, learning people's stories, they're just fascinating. And people are, people do what they do. And so it's incredible to be in a position to talk to some of these people, learn their stories, share their stories with our readership, our viewership, and all of this great stuff. Anyway, I'm talking. We got a guest, y'all.
We got 3 guests.
We have 3 beautiful young ladies coming on right now. They are a part of the girl group, the Shindellas, which is a Nashville-based band with no lead singer. And they share the spotlight equally. So the Shindellas introduce a unique genre of music for audience composed of jazz, soul, and true R&B. These women are proponents of elegance, empowerment, and self-love that they spread through their music. And in November of last year, the Shindellas premiered their single, Fear Has No Place, on Essence. And they also dedicated it to all of the Black women known for their perseverance, dedication, and strength, as well as to remind the world of their legacy. You guys, welcome to the Rolling Out Wake Up Call.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. So let's introduce yourselves. I'll start with, I'm just going to read the chat. Let's start with Casey. Is it Casey?
Hello, I'm Casey.
Hi, Casey.
So introduce yourself to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call, and then we'll go and live. We got Casey, Tamara, and
Stacey.
I'm gonna say, don't tell me. Casey, Tamara, and Stacey. There we go.
Hi, I'm Tamara.
Hey,
Thank
Tamara.
you.
I'm liking that.
Thank you.
I love all of you guys here too. Super cute.
Thank you.
So tell us, how did you guys get together?
That started 4 years ago with a songwriting producing duo named Chuck Harmony and Claude Kelly. They've written with a lot of amazing artists, from Michael Jackson to Whitney Houston, Bruno Mars, Rihanna, everybody. And they still felt the need or a space, a niche in the music industry to represent Black women in another original way. So they came up with the idea for the Shindellas and brought it to us about 4 years ago. We actually went on, prior to that, a countrywide search for the right women with the mentality, talent, characteristics, and whatever God wanted to stir in there to create a band that we say is like lightning in a bottle. We all agreed with what we wanted to say in the music, and we all agreed with what we wanted to represent. So we just went with that, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have sort of a nostalgic look to you. How did you guys come up with your look as well? So they, of course, they gave us some of your promo items, and I'm like, the Shandellas, the name, the look, like it's kind of nostalgic to the 60s, 70s groups. Did you guys come up with that concept on your own? How was it developed? Yeah.
Casey, you want to take this? Or you want
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just naturally lent to who we all are and what we wanted to say. We knew we wanted to bring back that element of showbiz. We knew we wanted to have that air of mystery that comes when you present this really complete package. And when you get to know us, we're all just really colorful, theatrical women. So we didn't want to shirk away from that. We wanted to just really lean in and just be like, okay, if we're going to be what we wanted to see as kids, what does that look like? And to us, it looks like sequins head to toe.
Wow. Yes. Yes. I love a sequence head to toe. And so, let's describe your sound. So your sound is kind of like what did you guys say it was? A lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. Interesting.
I want to hear it. I know we have it queued up. I wonder if our producer can play Money, or if that's the single that he's gonna play. We'll listen for it. Producer. No, we don't have it queued up. Well, let's just describe your sound. So while he's working on that, how did you guys say this is what we wanted to sound like? We'll go with you, Tamara.
Yeah, so we say it's everything you've ever heard and everything you've never heard at the same time. As Casey said, we pull from a lot of our influences. And Stace has like a Jamaican background. And soca music, and then Case is super theatrical, and she kind of listened to all of it growing up, and then I grew up in the church, so it's like they kind of fused all of that together to make the sound what it is. But I think that a lot of it had to do with just who we were as people, and I think that kind of comes across the most in our music.
Okay, you said church background. Which church?
Yes. Which church?
Baptist.
So I grew up Baptist. Yeah, I grew up Baptist.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. And then Casey, your background is theater. Tell us about did I hear that right? Your background is theater?
You got that right.
Okay, so tell us about your journey into wanting to be in the Shandellas when it was presented to you.
Well, I always loved to sing, and I've always written. And yeah, my journey led me towards musical theater. I was living in LA. I went to a conservatory called the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. And then I graduated from there, and I was doing commercials and musicals. And it was when I booked this job in Tokyo working for Disney, singing in a jazz show. And I started going out at night to these open mics with members of the band, and trying new music. And there was like a language barrier. So it was a lot of like improv. And I realized that is the path I wanted to go down, that it fused all of my gifts together. So when I got back to the States, I just started writing. And that's when I met Chuck Harmony, who eventually decided to create the Shandellas with Claude Kelly, and called me up and was like, hey, everything you're doing, would you want to do that in a girl band? And I was like, well, tell me more. What will that be? Then I flew to Nashville and met these two, and I'm like looking at you guys on the screen. Oh my gosh. And it was, the rest is history. I love them so much. I'm still completely shindowed by how God worked. and how real this bond is and how much they've changed my life. So
don't cry, girl,
Yeah.
because you're going to have us up crying.
I know. You can just tell how genuine the bond between the three of you really is. You guys are, it says, advocates under the tenets of sisterhood, excellence, elegance, and empowerment. Can you guys just briefly, any one of you, speak to the women's movement going on right now? You know, we're in a feminist phase, and I love it, even though it tends to be a bit trendy at times. But let's talk a little bit how your music definitely correlates with how women are feeling today in terms of empowerment.
Yes, there's so much power in women coming together, and we see it all the time. These women have definitely empowered me to use my voice and to find what I truly am inside, what I truly want, and what's important to me. So I've seen that firsthand, how important it is to have women supporting you, women who are in your corner and wanting the best for you. I'm also one of 5 sisters. I have there's 4 sisters. I have 5 girls in my family. And I also see how important it is to be encouraging and be a rock for my sisters. And that's kind of what my personal experience is. It's always important to have that representation. So to see the Shindellas grow, expand our reach, and represent women together, empowering each other, it's just a powerful movement. I can't wait for everybody to jump on it and spread the word about it.
And before we go to the music, because we do have the music queued up right now, I wanted you to briefly walk through your journey into getting into the group, the Shindellas, as well, Stacey. How did you get involved, and how did you make the decision to say, yep, I'm in?
I've been a singer since I was 15. I started singing jingles for commercials in Chicago with a family, a family-owned company called Joy Art Music. They basically taught me everything from singing, writing songs, playing the guitar, performance. Just they threw me in, and I soaked everything up. I took that, spread my wings, and traveled around searching for what I wanted to do. I was led to be in a group. I had been in a couple groups or tried a couple things out, and I knew it was something that I wanted, and I kept reaching for. So it excited me when Chuck Harmony, who I met in LA and sang background vocals for him and his band, and we traveled and toured. When he came with this idea about singing about women empowerment and respecting yourself and self-love, I knew it matched what I wanted for myself, what I was proud for my little sister to hear, something my grandmother could listen to and be proud of. And I joined in then. That was about 6 years ago. And we started the search. Yeah, we started the search. I met a lot of women around the country, so many beautiful women. And then I met these 2 girls. I've stuck their faces on a vision board we have at the workshop. That's our creative space back here in Nashville. And just everything that goes on that board comes true. So we came together.
Yeah. Manifested.
Well, let's take a listen to your music right quick, and then hear this big sound that you guys have, and then we'll come back to the interview after we hear it.
No fear. I mean, really, no fear. If I could have that half of my life, no fear.
A voice asked me, "Are you afraid?" I said yes. And they said, "Be not afraid, for when you tell your truth, and when you live your truth, there is nothing to fear." Shindellas. Now don't you start with me, you get no part of me, so get as far from me as you can be. Nothing but harmony is where I wanna be, and you're distracting me from destiny. I'm talking to myself when I say fear has no place in my heart. No fear. me free. Fear has no place in my heart. No fear, no, no. Fear has no place in my heart. I'm not gonna be afraid.
Wow.
Yes.
These visuals.
I wasn't ready. Beautiful, incredible.
That-
Yes. The
Thank
concept
you.
matches voice, matches
Amazing.
personalities. Oh my God.
Yeah,
tell
this
us
song
about
is turned too.
Yes.
Right, it keeps building. Yeah.
From the choreography to the vocals to the outfits to the hair and the makeup. How did this concept come about? Like, did you guys have
Right.
all of your hands in it?
Yes.
Go ahead, Tamara. Go ahead. I see you chomping at the bit.
Oh yeah, it was an all hands on deck situation. We knew that we wanted to embody the song and we wanted to be our most authentic selves in the song. And so we got together with our team, we brainstormed, we came up with ideas, and we were like, we gotta be one with nature. These outfits have gotta like really just show us in the best light. And so,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it was a crazy, crazy experience, but I mean, the finished product is crazy. I mean, even just looking at it now, because I hadn't seen it in a while, I'm still shindowed by it. But yeah, we have an amazing team of people around us who understand
Yeah.
our vision and understand what we want to convey, and they always bring it on home for us. So yeah.
The timing of this video too came when there was a lot happening in our countries, a lot of social justice issues, a lot of murders and just craziness and a lot of fear. So it was so important for us to show Black women being empowered in this moment. And we had to live up to what we were saying. So as we were promoting this and spreading this word, we were being encouraged and overcoming our own fears as a band and as women. So I really enjoyed this video too.
It's so crazy.
And one
it's
thing a lot of
amazing.
people don't realize about the video is that we shot it on two separate former plantations, because there was this feeling for us living here in Franklin, Tennessee, Nashville area, that we didn't want to just be angry. It was like, look at where we are now. We're in a place where this country was literally built off of the sacrifice of the people who worked this land so America can be great. So we wanted to show ourselves thriving, healthy, fully realized, authentic, in the place where our ancestors toiled. And
All Black team.
reclaiming our rights to this earth. It was important to us. And we edited this video ourselves.
We did.
Stop!
Oh my God. Wow.
Yes, y'all put in all of the spice that y'all wanted in there, so that's always a good thing. It's beautiful. It's incredible that you guys are just this talented. I'm eager to hear the rest of it. So you guys have an EP named Genesis. Tell us about Genesis. Tell us about the songs that are on there. Did you guys write them? Is there a theme to it? Hopefully we can find some more music so we can listen to it, because I got fear in my head because it has a place to
Genesis.
Let's talk about Genesis.
Yeah, that is written and produced by Chuck Harmony and Claude Kelly. They had the concept for the Shindellas and had concept for music already before there was a band. Like, they were ready for this.
Wow.
So we knew what the words were going to be. We knew how it would sound, but we brought our own edge to it. We brought our own experience to the words, and we made it our own. So it's our baby. It's what brought us together as a band. It's what broke us, and merged us as women and vocalists. And it also just opened up a door for us to explore much more of our inspiration and what we want to reach for. It just opened that up for us. So those are our babies. Each song on there just means so much. My favorite song on there is Chills, which is like an upbeat, bouncy song, talking about just if you gotta like give me more than just words, just be a little bit more, give me this feeling. If I'm not getting a feeling, what we call is a shindo at the workshop in our studio, which is basically when you get goosebumps up your arms or like chills up your neck, that's a shindo. And that's what we're named after. The Shindellas are the ladies who bring the chills. So that's what we want to make sure.
That gave me chills.
So, Casey, what about your favorite song on the EP?
Ooh. Oh, it's tough. But I would say I really love Costume because I love that like 1940s. It's got this intro that is very Andrews Sisters. And then it goes into this really groovy, like bass heavy kind of 90s vibey, bouncy. I love that song. So I think it's going to be Costume for me, but it changes daily.
And of course, Tamara, what about you?
So my favorite song is not actually on the Genesis EP, but it was one of the very first songs we sang together. We did a remix to it for the EP, and it's Happy to See You. It's kind of become like our mantra. On the actual album, it's called H2CU, but that song has just resonated with me for so long because it's the first song we sang, but also anytime we perform it. And that's the other unique thing about the EP. Most of the songs on the EP we toured with prior to actually recording them. And so we actually had a chance to live with them and kind of see what everyone vibed to and what everyone was like drawn to. And yeah, so I would have to say Happy to See You is my favorite, but yeah.
Well, we have Chills queued up, so let's get another sound of lightning in the bottle so we can hear what Chills is about.
Oh, they actually got Happy to See You. That's Happy to See You.
Oh, this is Happy to See You? Okay. Oh my God, this is giving me chills.
Let's sing. I'm so happy to see you. 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 I'm so happy to see you.
Yes.
I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you.
We are so happy to see you and you and you and every single one of you here, because we know you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you are here with the Shindellas. Now this next part, we want to hear y'all sing along.
We're so
Yes,
happy.
Runs. Come on, Runs.
You see, it's
Y'all don't have me start.
It's the runs. It's the runs for me, girl. I'm like, I close my eyes and hear the answer.
Oh, Lord.
Melodies,
amazing.
books, vibes, all of that. This is such a welcoming experience, right? So it's so welcoming to see a girl group that, I'm just gonna say it, is elegant, classy, wholesome. You guys aren't out there. I'm not gonna compare you to anybody, but you guys are basically out there representing very well, and it's so refreshing to see. This is a great sound. You could just vibe to this all day and just rock out to it. I'm gonna download the entire EP, and I'm gonna create a playlist on YouTube so I could just work to it and listen, because it's a break. It's definitely a break from all of that other stuff out here.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Facebook is checking in. Jacqueline Evans says, beautiful. Kathleen says, love it, very spiritual. D Shield says, beautiful queens indeed are all a whole vibe. And Kathleen also said, fear is a dream killer. And D also said, come through voice. Y'all killing it. I can't wait to see what's next for you guys, what you guys have coming up. As soon as the world opens up, I'm definitely at a concert front row. Okay?
We cannot wait to perform again. We have a lot of music coming. We should say we have a album coming out this year.
Wow.
Will somebody tell her what the name is?
The album title is Hits That Stick Like Grits.
Oh,
Very
hits that stick like grits. I know that's right.
Definitely a song a title that we won't forget. Hits that stick like grits. Like we see it, we feel it.
I love it. How soulful. And connected you guys are to just our roots and ancestry and just overall spirituality. Like I can sense it just in where you guys shoot, how you guys pick your locations, how you guys vibe, how you guys just share your music. It's amazing. And it's great to see in 2021 how so many of us are still connected to the ancestors, really.
Yeah. Now, I did want to ask you guys, when I read your intro, it said the Shandellas are a girl group with no lead singer. Why was that important to note that you guys don't have a lead singer? Anybody can take it.
I think it just speaks to we're stronger together. And first of all, we want everybody to be pushed as far as they can in everyone's individual gifts. But so often as Black women, we see this representation of ourselves as divided, as fighting, as in competition, when that is not our experience, really, right? We all know that we rise together. So we just wanted to show that on stage in music, singing together in harmony. This time Tammy takes the lead, this time it's Stace, this time it's Case, and our voices all do something different and I'll say something different. And those differences speak to individual people out there who are looking for something, looking to see themselves.
Yeah.
So
I love that message. I love that message. Unity. You guys are together. Where can we find your music? Where can we follow you and your movement, both as a group and individually? We'll start with you, Tamara.
Yeah, so I'll speak for the Shandellas. So you can find us on all social media at the Shandellas. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever. And then if you want to keep up with us, you can go to theshandellas.com and join our email list. And we have a whole lot of really cool things coming. So that way you can keep up with all things Shandellas. As far as like individual accounts, mine is at Tamara Shanice on all social platforms. And then for, I don't know if Case wants to give her ats, but yeah, that's where you can find me and the Shandellas.
And then my ats, I'm at Casey Jones, KASIJONES on all socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But go join our mailing list.
Yes, I will. Definitely. Yes. Gonna do that right now.
I don't
And
even think
Stacey?
I have the same name on all my platforms. Stacey Johnson, see what happens. I don't know. But the Shindellas on YouTube, I'd say that's the best thing to do is to just subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a new music video coming out. We're going to be putting out a lot more content through there. And theshindellas.com for sure. So you can get the scoop first.
All right.
Love
Well, we
it.
can't wait. When is the first in-person concert? Is that on you guys' schedule yet? Not
No.
yet.
We have
Okay. Okay. Well,
We've had
Not
some
yet.
talks about it, but not yet. Not officially.
Okay. No worries. Don't worry about it. I will be
Not
there.
wait. I know. I can't wait. I'll be there too. You know?
Wait, you're in Detroit, right? Did you say
I'm in
you
Detroit.
were in Detroit?
Yeah.
We gotta go to Detroit. That's where we need to
Yeah.
go.
Come to
Yeah,
Detroit.
we gotta go. And
I'm
stop in
gonna
Atlanta
have,
too.
Atlanta,
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
and yeah, I was in Atlanta. And so here in Detroit, they just renamed one of our amphitheaters to the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. Y'all come, kill it. It's
That's
gonna
where
sell
we'll
out
be.
because we haven't been able to play outside in a year. So it's gonna sell out. I'll be there, backstage, front stage, all of it. I can't wait. I love your sound. Love it. Yeah,
Thank
yes,
you.
lady, for stopping by the Rolling Out AM.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and we will
Thank
definitely
you.
keep up with you individually, you as the Shindellas, your movements. I'm looking for concerts. I'm subscribing to newsletters, and I'm also going to subscribe to your YouTube channel as well. So
Yes.
it's going to be on repeat.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for
Thank you, ladies, so much. Take care.
This was so
And,
fun.
absolutely. See you guys. Bye-bye. I love their sound.
Wow.
Very
I wish I had
60s, very
sisters.
cultured. You do. You do. You don't need to have blood sisters to have sisters. You got sisters, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty Spelman sisters. Plenty sisters.
You got Spelman sisters.
But I like this.
Good.
Yeah. I like to hear though how she had 4 sisters, 5 girls. That's fun. That must have been a fun house. Probably a loud house, but a fun house.
Let me tell you something. Raised right. I mean, even though, listen, so I was the only child for 10 years, something like that. But I grew up in my family household that had, my mama's siblings and aunts and uncles who were like brothers and sisters to me. So I didn't really skip a beat. But I mean, you had your tiffs and riffs and challenges, and of course it was all the love. You couldn't mess with us as a family, but sometimes you just had issues. So it was fun. It was cool. I wouldn't change it for the world. I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, is it time for us to get into positive thoughts?
Positive thoughts. I can kick it off. What was mine? Mine was based off of what Chef JoJo said. Yes. Positive thoughts. Thank y'all for hanging out with us today. Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. We had some fantastic guests. Chef JoJo came through and she gave us a little cooking demonstration. She coated that fish just right. She dropped
I want some fish today. I'm about to go right to the store. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna go
that's
right
all.
over to the store.
But
Give me
one
some
of the
fish and
things-
bread.
One of the things that Chef JoJo said was that, as a child, she was put in a position to basically be a boss. And when it came time to, she grew and started working for her dad and all of that. But when it came time for the pandemic and her catering business came to a screeching halt, she had to pivot. And so she said she sat there and she thought about what it was that she could do. And she said someone told her that everything that you need is always around you. You have everything that you need. You just have to think about how to creatively put it together. And that's what she did. She was able to pivot. And so my positive thought today is to look around you, because you always have everything that you need. The universe always provides everything that you need to continue going forward. And that's what she did. Now she's thriving. She has a whole seasoning line. Look, y'all. She got a whole seasoning line. Yams. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yams.
Yes, get me on that PR list, please.
She got a whole seasoning line, and she was able to successfully pivot her business into what she already had around her. So that is my advice to you. That's my positive thought to you. Look at whatever is around you and pivot. Like, use what you got to get what you want. I said, okay, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna pass the ball.
Pass the ball over to me. My positive thought for today has to do with I was thinking about a lot of different words in the English dictionary. I'm weird like that. And one that I saw was enjoy. And I think that the word enjoy means to literally be in joy. Find joy. You know, happiness, what does it say, is fleeting. But, you know, you find joy and you keep joy. That's something that's kind of within you. So be in joy. Find something to be grateful for. Find something to be very, very happy about. Find something that gives your spirit a sense of calm, a sense of gratitude, a sense of happiness, and be in that. Be in joy. So enjoy y'all weekend, y'all.
It's a choice, y'all. It's a choice. Happiness is within. Joy comes from within. Be in joy. I like that analogy, Tiara. Y'all, it's a choice. Choose love, choose positivity, choose joy, choose happiness. It's a choice. Just like it's a choice to choose the other stuff. Like, let's just be happy and live life and choose to be prosperous and successful, positive, and, you know, grown people choose to be grown. And everything that comes with being grown, choose that, y'all. We love y'all. Yes, happiness is a choice. Kathleen Joy is my mother's name and her middle name. Hey, D Joy. D Joy. I like that.
Joy.
See y'all. Y'all tune into the Wind Up on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. To me and my co-host. We're gonna be talking about trending topics, films, hot to watch, all of that good stuff. Saturday 8.
See y'all. Have a great weekend. Remember to enjoy it. Be enjoy. Have a great weekend. Have some fun.
And smile.
Sun's coming out, so get some sun too.
Sun is out here. It's out a little bit here. But yeah, enjoy. Have some fun. Smile. Go to a virtual event. Because you shouldn't be going to the other events. Go to a virtual event. Have some fun, y'all. We'll see y'all this weekend and Monday. Next week, Sisters with Superpowers. Let's go.
Yep.
Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. Tammy, enjoy your day as well. We love y'all. Thank y'all.